What is going on? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a good day so far. I just posted my first ever Georgia video on the channel, so if you are new here, go check that one out. But this is another one, so actually watch this one first and then go check that one out. But anyways, Kirby Smart getting pretty active in the transfer portal. Georgia's finally starting to gain some momentum after a bit of a slow start in the portal. They're not making the flashiest moves, but they're making some very good moves. And I do want to go over the recent one because I really do think it's a really good move for Georgia and kind of what that defense really needs over there after seeing the run that they made towards the end of this year. So yeah, not going to go too in depth, but just kind of give my thoughts and opinions. This will be probably a little bit of a shorter video. So before we do get into it, drop a comment and let me know what you think of this pickup if you do know anything about it. So yeah, let's actually just get straight into it right now. So Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann just went out and got Gentry Williams over from Oklahoma. He's a corner, 5'11", 187, corner from Oklahoma. Went to Booker T. Washington High School in Oklahoma. So, I liked him at Oklahoma. I really liked him at Oklahoma. So yeah, I really liked him at Oklahoma. I did think he was one of the more slept on players on the Sooners defense. And if you do look back at Oklahoma this past year, they have one of the best defensive units in the entire country at times. They had, a lot of people really did look at him as the best defensive unit in college football for a little while. Like Texas Tech was in that running as well, but Oklahoma is one of them. They have very good depth. Gentry Williams was a good player on that defense. So I do want to jump into some numbers real quick. So last year he had 48 tackles, 7 pass deflections, 4 interceptions, and well, no, that wasn't last year, but that was his full time at Oklahoma. He played a few games under Brent Venables, or played a few years under Brent Venables. I'm sorry. So that's one of the best defensive minds in the game that you got to sit and learn behind for a few years. He was a 4-star prospect coming out of high school. He has 1 year of eligibility remaining right now. This is a guy who's dealt with injuries this past season, but he's a very good, solid player for the secondary in Athens. I think he's going to fit straight in. I think it's a great pickup because when you look at what happened in that Ole Miss game is you lacked cornerback depth. You lacked defensive back depth. Like the whole DB room, it just lacked that depth. And this is a move that provides you more depth. When you like I said, it's going to fix the issues that you dealt with against Ole Miss. It's pretty much what I'm saying. And you saw it some more times down the stretch as well. Your secondary gets a little tired, and if you don't have that depth, then it's not going to go so well. So Gentry Williams does come in and provide a good amount of depth for him. You've seen Georgia, that's been a trend in this portal for Kirby, is he's really targeted depth at all positions. So, from speculation, I've heard from people, a lot of people say that Gentry Williams is a guy who will be a first-round pick if it weren't for injuries. And because he's dealt with injuries really throughout his whole career so far, so he is pretty injury-prone. So when you do go out and pick up a guy like this, you are kind of banking on him to stay healthy finally, or like you're pretty much banking on the upside and you're banking on him staying healthy. Well, not really on the upside because I think he's already a good player, but you're really just banking on him to stay healthy. But I mean, as of right now, man, Kirby's really starting to simmer. Not yet cooking, but he's starting to simmer. You could say he's cooking, but it's more of a slow simmer. Nothing flashy, nothing crazy, not moving too quick, but slowly but surely they're coming along with this portal class. I like what I'm seeing so far. I think they're doing a great job over there. I think Gentry Williams is a great player that's going to fit straight into that secondary. So if I'm a Georgia fan, I'll be super stoked about this. Like I said, you're banking on a guy to come in, provide some depth, which is very much needed. You're getting a guy who you know is a good player, just needs to stay healthy. Got to keep him healthy. So I do think this is a very good pickup for Georgia. And if I did have to predict or say something about this, I don't think Georgia's quite done yet in the portal. I think there's still plenty more to go for them. I think that they might just be getting started. I think there's some more targets out there that you'll see them stack up with. And I think this Georgia defense next year is looking pretty solid for next year. So we'll really see what happens there. but I do think Georgia will have a pretty good defense next year, and I think Gentry Williams and some of the other pickups that they have made in the transfer portal so far have been really good. And I think they're filling the needs that really needed filled. Now, I will say, I think you go out and get a few more receivers. So if you are a Georgia fan and you do follow the transfer portal, I would be on the lookout for Georgia to go out and pick up a few more receivers, because I think that is very much needed on this team, because you're losing multiple to the draft and some to the portal as well. So, like I said, be on the lookout for that. And I'll actually be doing updates on this channel as much as possible. Like I said, I don't do too many deep breakdowns, but really just kind of provide some thoughts and opinions of what I know of some of these guys. Nothing too crazy, just super quick videos if you ever need to check them out to learn a little bit about a player. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this. Like I said, this is my second Georgia video that I've done. There's going to be a lot more on the way. So if you are a Georgia fan and you did somehow enjoy this with me just rambling about one player, then I greatly appreciate it if you did consider subscribing to the channel. It helps out a lot. I'm trying to really interact with the Georgia fan base. I live right here in Georgia. So yeah, like I said, really just trying to interact with you guys and get to know some of you guys pretty much. But yeah, if you did enjoy this, I greatly appreciate it if you did consider subscribing, like I didn't mention already. And that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.